move might make your head blow off.
Hey, yo, it's a talk show host, Kana Lassiter. Join me for an episode of Relations, the most lit hour of adult conversation.
Hold up, you know you can't forget about me. It's 51 Spade, Alpha Male G-O-D, one half of Relations. You wanna hear the truth? Can you handle the truth? It's where it's at, baby. It's where it's at, baby.
Welcome to a new episode of Relations. My name is Kana Lassiter.
It's your boy Alpha Male G-O-D, 51 Spade, the ninja you love to hate. I'm in the building.
Two exciting topics tonight. The first one being confronting the other woman, and the second one is wasting your invested time. Which one of these topics should we dig into first?
Ladies first. You already know what I'm saying.
I'm going to go for the more serious one and take the funner one towards the end. We're going to start with wasted time. And there we were inspired by August Alsina and the Jada Pinkett story. I think you saw a meme version of that. No, it wasn't. It was Dr. Dre and
Yeah, it was Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre and his wife Nicole, I think her name is.
Yeah.
After 24 years of marriage, they have decided to divorce. And I think Alpha Male called me and said, you know, I just saw this meme and some bitch was like,
I didn't say
how
no
dare
bitch.
her?
I didn't say bitch.
How dare this girl's meme?
No, I just saw women making comments saying that if it was, how could someone I wish someone would waste 24 years of my time. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, he worth $980 million. You can waste my time for 24 years any day of the week. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like some women waste time for less. So I just thought that was something that I noticed. One, that women always say when they come out of something that it's like wasted time. Like both people not in the relationship. Like he's not coming out of there saying, well, shit, you know what I'm saying? I could have had a bunch of threesomes going on. I am Dr. Dre, you know, I could have had bitches swinging from the ceiling and
who said he didn't?
All kind of shit. I ain't seen nothing from him.
She did file for divorce from him, not the other way around.
Exactly, but he still could have said, I'm Dr. Dre. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I could have been having orgies going on and, you know what I'm saying, and studio sessions, the whole nine. I'm just saying, like, typically men don't leave out of a relationship and saying like,
what it could have been without her.
It was 5 years and shit, I need to get that back, or it was 10 years and I need to, you know, like, I just noticed that women often do that. And it's, to me, it's like no matter what scenario it is, like no matter what scenario it is, it's still like he's worth $980 million. I'm quite sure the vacations were whatever she wanted. Shopping sprees. But what I'm saying is not wasted time. I'm not saying it's everything. What I'm saying is that's not a waste of time. That's what I'm saying. And for a woman to say, well, shit, I just wasted my time, I'm like, what you mean?
Well, I'm going to say with the particular woman that made the statement, how dare you waste 24 years of my time? I'm going to say this. I don't agree with the statement because I think after you got married and had the kids and you spent 24 years together, that wasn't a waste of time. Spending 4 years in a relationship or 10 years in a relationship and not getting married and not attaining everything that she's attained is your waste of time. So I definitely didn't agree with the statement, but I know where it comes from.
I mean,
which gives us the debate.
I mean, I get that and I understand that, but it's two people in a relationship, and I'm just going to say that if I'm not going to come out of no situation saying that I wasted my time of any relationship, because to me, when you go into a relationship, and I'm gonna just say this, you go into a relationship, I think people sometimes enter situations differently. Some people come in and say exactly what they want. You know, hey, I want to get married, I want to have kids, I want to do this, I want to do that. Some get in relationships, and in the relationship they don't say what they want. They kind of leave it up to the guy, or they speculate and they kind of tiptoe around shit.
Right.
And I think as time go by, then they'll say shit like, well, you knew I wanted to get married, or you knew I wanted kids, this and that. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to know this shit and you ain't said it? Hinting to me is not saying what you want. And also, you got to be on the same accord. You know what I'm saying?
I just think there's a very thin line between making what you want be clear or known to your partner, and being an aggressive pursuit of marriage and children, because and the reason it's a very thin line, because if you say the wrong thing the wrong way at the wrong time to a man, he's lacing up his sneakers and trying to get the fuck out.
But guess what? Why would you want that person? See,
but you know what? There's nothing wrong with that person. Now you're putting a stigma on a guy who thinks that he's being pressured. That's why I said it's a thin line. Again,
why would you want that person? See, this is what I don't understand about women.
It's okay for a guy to not be ready. That's not what I'm saying.
That's cool. What you saying?
I'm saying there's a thin line. You're saying, oh, women don't speak up enough. What I'm saying is there are a majority of us who hold back from speaking because of that very thin line. We don't want to do this. So we tend to, okay, if I wear the skirt and you wear the pants, especially me, I tend to let the guy navigate our journey. I mean, unless I'm gonna die on the way and I don't trust him to drive, then I shouldn't be on the journey with him anyway. But if I'm in a relationship with you, I'm gonna trust you to lead us, and I'm expecting that if you're a decent person, that I'm gonna end up in marriage. But I'll say this, I'm gonna expect that it might not be on your agenda. So yes, it's my job to say something after 5-6 years, like, hold on, let's make sure that we're not off track here. But you're right, it should be said in the beginning. What I'm saying is, how is it said? When is it said? Because those things are important and can be the difference between it being a message that's welcomed and a message that a guy just doesn't want to hear about anymore. But maybe you're someone who says it all the time. I personally have gone through that. Like, I put myself out there as someone who has always, hey, I'm going to be a married woman. I don't see it any other way. I'm not going to have it any other way. But when you get in a relationship with somebody, that's the way you feel in your head about it and in your heart about it, but you can't communicate it that way because it sounds like I just said, no matter what, nigga, you gonna marry me, or we just can't be together. And that's not what I said, but that could be the way it's received based on the emotion behind it. That's why there's a very thin line, and why you should choose when to say what it is that you want to convey.
That shit sound good.
It don't matter whether if I'm right or not. It's always gonna be, it sounds good, and a rebuttal is gonna follow.
It do sound good, but and I think this might be a woman thing. So I'm starting to just by listening to you talk, I'm starting to think to myself, like, maybe y'all shouldn't tiptoe as much. Maybe that's why certain women are not getting married, this and that. And I'm gonna tell you why. The reason, I wasn't talking about the delivery or anything like that. What I was saying was, at the end of the day, if someone is, marriage is what they want, kid is what they want, and this and that, that's how they come out of that whole thing, like, kind of thinking that this guy knows that that's exactly what they want. But if you say it in the beginning and the guy tightens up his boots, his Nikes, his Jordans, or whatever, and head for the door, I'm saying, like, that's a good thing, because you avoided that bullet. Like, a lot of times I get DMs and from like DMs and just emails and stuff like that. Hey, how do you get your girl to get into a threesome? How do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with my wife. I've been with her like 10 years and I want to live this lifestyle, but how do you do it? And I often tell people that it's kind of hard to go backwards once you started a certain way. Like, I don't enter like any relationship saying I don't want threesomes. And if she decides to scurry off because I said I want threesomes, good. Because that's what I'm going to want. If I'm in the relationship and I done let 10 years go by, I'm putting that in the woman's head that I'm enough. I'm okay. And now all of a sudden, 10 years in, I'm like, hey, I want to bring a girl into it. She going to lose her shit. She going to be like, well, damn, what the fuck we been doing?
Where did this come from?
Yeah, we've been doing the solo shit for 10 years, and now all of a sudden you want to bring in some extra meow? Yeah. Like it's not going to work like that. And I'm not saying that you can't pull it off. What I'm saying is, like, I'm just up front right then and there. That way I can avoid the situation of being in it 10 years and saying, well, damn, wasting my time 10 years. I could have been having threesomes the whole time, but 10 years fucking around with your ass and marrying you and doing what I think that you want to do, you still wouldn't give me what I want. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you're talking about how you deliver it, and then the guy scurries off. But I'm like, that's a good thing to me, because that's going to make you or have you avoid that bullet. I see oftentimes women being in relationships, and I think that's just listening to you, I just think that's what be going on. Like, that's a good thing to say. I think
damned if you don't and damned if you do.
But I mean, better if you do, though, because the outcome, to me, the outcome is going to be better. Like, to me, you wouldn't have that regret.
You know what? This is my thing with being vocal. It's kind of like having a boyfriend that doesn't kiss you ever, and then you say, you haven't kissed me, and then he kisses you. I mean, you got the kiss, but it's not the same. Mm-hmm. It's not the same that you had to say, it's been a week since you kissed me. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you're right. Well, you're going to go 2 more weeks without a kiss if you don't fucking say something. But the kiss is not the same. Just like if I have to drag marriage.
But you got what you wanted.
It's not what I wanted at 100%. I got what I wanted because I made it clear.
What percentage is it that you got now?
You know what? A situation like a kiss, I got 50%.
Okay.
Because
good.
It's okay. Mm-hmm. Because you got your kiss and you could close your eyes and kiss that person back and imagine that their heart is where yours is. Mm-hmm. But when you open your eyes and the kiss is over, your first thought is, wow, I had to ask for the kiss. How long is it going to be before he kisses me again? And most importantly, why doesn't he want to kiss me? That's weird. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you should say something, but then again, it's taking away from the energy in the kiss. And it's the same with marriage. If every day you wake up to a note that says, don't forget, I want to get married, and then on the 300th day, he pops the question, well, that's not the romantic story that you want to tell all your girlfriends at dinner. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Well, I wrote him a note every day and I finally got my ring. That's not the way that it's supposed to happen. I mean, you're kind of shitting on your fairy tale, in my opinion. And I think women deserve a fairy tale.
Maybe y'all need to stop reading books as far as fairy tales. And I'm gonna say this.
I can't win.
Listening to you tell that story, I got exactly what you were saying. Okay. There was this episode of Martin that I remember when Gina wanted to get married. And she was doing what you just said, and she did that whole little pressure thing, and he said, damn, Gina, will you marry me? Damn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And she said that exactly what you're saying. Mm-hmm. That was a marriage proposal I was dreaming for my whole life. But because of the pursuance and stuff like that, the one thing that I can tell you about a man a lot of times, or just individuals, sometimes hearing that will put shit in perspective, because that shit put perspective in that situation for him, because she finally made a decision to leave. Exactly what I'm saying. Who gives a fuck how the shit come off? To get what she want, she had to put a fucking foot down to say, before we go any further, this is what it is. He might not wanted to do the shit, and he kind of did. He didn't want to. Yes, he did. He wanted to. What it was, he thought he didn't have enough money. He wanted to give her the wetting and things that she want, which a lot of men a lot of times do. Like, some men want to get married, but we do think about financial shit, and that's our bad. You know what I'm saying? But stability is a lot of things a lot of times. If you look at the divorce rate and things that go on, a lot of times, it's money that's causing the goddamn problem. It's money that's causing the fucking issue. Right. So from a guy's standpoint, typically if a woman step out on you or I'm speaking from a guy perspective, well, it's the motherfucker had money. It ain't like he just swept off her feet or some shit like that. So the guy's trying to be financially, you know what I'm saying, stable. So in that situation, it was that. Mm-hmm. And she said he wanted
to, he just didn't think he was ready.
And she said that she don't care about that, which most women will say. Mm-hmm. I don't care about that. And I get it. So, but it did put it in perspective for him, and just because it didn't run him off or nothing like that, and once she finally left, you can play the game all you want. Really, at the end of the day, he wanted her, and then he came back with a correct proposal that was good for her. So yeah, it might not come off good. You know, it's called communication. You're gonna, in a relationship, you're gonna have some trials and tribulations. There's gonna be some rough shit that come here and there. But to get what you want, you got to be able to walk through the fire. And that's all I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like tiptoeing around some shit. Like, if someone tell me, like, well, we don't ever fight in our relationship, or there's not going to be, like, no fights and no arguments, and everything is rainbow and stars and shit like that sound like some shit that you talking about, this fairy tale shit. But to me, it's not that. Like, while we living in the real world, like,
we're real world all day, but you have, and I know I pull the daughter card all the time. I probably should do a mix of maybe daughter and mom. There's a certain level of sincerity. Well, there's probably 100% sincerity when you talk about your daughter, the love that you have for your daughter, and the things that you want her to have. And the same when you talk about your mom. But for some reason with men, when it comes to a woman that they're dating, the type of love and the type of experience that they want that woman to have changes. And that's weird, because I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm not inside your head, but I could imagine that you don't want your daughter to have to chase after a guy for a ring. You want the guy to recognize that girl is worth a surprise proposal, a great wedding, a honeymoon, the whole nine. Even though the person in you, the person who lives reality and teaches his kids reality, that doesn't go away, and that doesn't have anything to do with what you think your daughter deserves. So I think for me, I would want more men to, it doesn't have to be pressure. What I want men to do is be able to look at a woman and at least be as sincere as they would be when they're talking to their daughters about potential suitors and people proposing marriage and things like that. I would like men to think of us more in that realm, because that's where that really comes from. From we were little girls, like you say all the time, playing with dolls. We have how 1,000 different ways in our head that a proposal would be great. And instead we get this guy that we have to literally make a sign for and hold it up and says, hey, remember to marry me. It changes the whole narrative. It changes the whole story in your mind. It changes what we feel like we deserve. And at the end of the day, we're just settling. We'll go for, damn, you want to marry me? Hey, you want to go down to the courthouse real quick? We're settling for that. Is that what we want? Is that the story we want to tell our kids when we have kids? No. I don't want to tell my stepdaughter that, one day we was just in the car and dad pulled over and he was just like, you know what? Let's do this. No ring, no plan. That's not what I want to say. And to be honest with you, as an embellisher, because I am a storyteller, I would probably write that story a different way that it happened, just to be able to share what happened without telling them I was pulled over on the side of the road and he'd been knowing I had been wanting to do it. And he was like, fuck it, you want to get married? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You better get what I'm saying. Again, and I don't know how and I'm definitely not trying to be funny, but again, the side that you telling, and I'm gonna say, because I have a daughter, guess what? What's instilled in my daughter? My daughter is gonna handle a lot of shit or real similar to how I do shit, and she gonna ask for that shit up front. And if that person decides to kick rocks, then guess what? She gonna go. Like, one thing about my daughter has told me, and I've listened to her talk about guys and stuff like that. And when guys be like, you beautiful, she said, I know, my daddy tell me that.
But does that change what you want for her? Yes, she's strong.
Yes, I want,
but don't you want her to have the fairy tale? Doesn't she deserve that?
Yeah, but
that's because she lives in the real world doesn't mean she deserves a real world proposal.
I'm not my daughter, but I can say for this, I'm instilling in her that there's fairy tale in reality. And reality is, at the end of the day, you can go for that big fairy tale or this and that, or we gonna deal with the real world. So she's dealing with the real world. So if someone wants something bad enough, they'll fucking fight for it. They will fucking claw for it. When I really want something, I go all out for it. No matter,
really have to fight tooth and nail for.
I'm not talking about. I'm
us.
not. But I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the guy. If the guy wants her, he will fight for her, and that is gonna be the fairy tale and everything that you see. She gonna put him through hell before she just settle. Is what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about her fighting for him and trying to prove shit to him. No, I'm talking about, say what your standards are, say what you want, and tell that guy. And if he decides that he want to run off and this and that, and because he's scared to do those things as far as commitment, the way that you want to get married and stuff like that, Fuck no. Don't settle for it. So my thing is, and the reason I'm telling you that is because a lot of times when I hear women talk about stuff like that from your perspective, I'm gonna say this, and sometimes I think women don't take this into consideration. Sometimes when y'all mess with men, and I even had to learn this in relationships. A lot of times we are blinded by lust. We are, and a majority of us are blinded by lust. But sometimes you have to really look a little bit deeper. And what I would say is, for women out here that's doing that settling shit, and then you picking up this type of guy, you better look and see if, one, he even have his mama in his life. How did he treat his mama? Like, that's gonna tell you a fucking lot about the guy. If his mama abandoned him, he probably hate women. Mm-hmm. It's a big fucking chance that, and then you're gonna fucking pick a guy who really don't have respect for women, because every woman in his life, he feel like the main one that shouldn't have left him. So what do you think he think about you?
Right.
He's gonna have a lower thought process of you. Right. But if you dealing with a man that love his mama, more than likely he love women and he's looking for somebody like his mama.
Right.
And I think women a lot of times don't put those two and two together. That's free game too. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times I don't think y'all put those things together. And like I said, even for me, sometimes you got to look a little deeper, man. Like, as a man, I can't look and just say that this woman look good, or this woman is fine, or this woman is beautiful, this and that. Sometimes I got to take a look at her mama or her family and shit like that to see if I even really want to be entwined in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because just having somebody for lust, and then all of a sudden they sister come in and they mama come in, and then you find, well, oh shit, you act just like your mama and I don't like your mama. Mm-hmm. Bam, there you fucking go. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about right there. Like, that fairy tale shit, that shit sounds good.
I'm just going to agree with you for the sake of the subject, which is feeling like you've wasted your time. So you're saying, hey, to avoid that, you got to put all your cards on the table. And that's the real subject of just putting all your cards on the table. And I will say, to that degree, because no day is promised. Like, you don't know if next Wednesday is coming, so you need to say what you need to say or do what you need to do.
Coronavirus.
So, okay. So I get it. I definitely get it. But I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think there's a solution to women feeling like, and I don't know about men, I don't know if there's a solution to a woman feeling like she hasn't wasted something. Mm-hmm. Most importantly, time, because she can't get that back. And the reason this is because of what I end up saying probably on every show in some way, is that we're nurturers. That we're
so let me ask you a question. With Dr. Dre's wife, if you was the wife and you filed for divorce right now, you're telling me you would say, I wasted 24 years.
No.
Why not?
Her situation, I feel like she had a marriage for 24 years that was not wasted. You were that man's wife. Mm-hmm. You had kids. Your time was not wasted. You had babies. Mm-hmm. You had success, wealth, vacations. You have things now that you can walk away with. Okay. So I think she's in default. All
right, so stop right there. I think we just found the solution to y'all problem, women. See, that's why I said pick the right man. You understand? The solution is real simple, man. It's pick the man. Stop. Like, really, at the end of the day, like, I don't know how many people really know about her, but his wife wasn't like no video chick or no shit like that. She was a lawyer. She was with her homegirl that just went to a video shoot and he met her. Mm-hmm. That's what made her stick out to him, and probably vice versa. Right. But once he's sitting down with her and find out she's not a groupie, she's not this, she's not that, and oh, you're a lawyer, you got a head on your shoulder, this and that. You understand what I'm saying? Well, the same thing for a woman. It's the same thing. She had to dig through stuff, because keep in mind now, we are talking about Dr. Dre. Right. So it's not like she ain't see the blemishes on his record. Shit, he was fucking married to Miss LA. You know what I'm saying? He was accused of beating up D Barnes. So she has to overcome some of this shit to be like, damn, your history is violence.
Yes.
So what are you saying to me that I'm not gonna get my ass whooped by fucking with you? You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You gotta do the due diligence. You gotta do the work is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you asking for the cure, I'm not saying this is an all around cure thing, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like certain women, when you saying that you wasted your time,
I think it's always gonna be that way though.
It's because you picked a bad decision, and a lot of times you don't want to walk in the fire to just be like, I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I should have dug a lot deeper than just, oh,
or I picked the wrong guy or whatever. But and I get that, and that's another show, us being held or taking accountability for our own choices. That could be its own topic. But I will tell you that every woman, unless she walked away with what you call that after you get married, you get a divorce, alimony. She's walking away with alimony. She's straight. She still has her kids, but her situation is different from the common woman in America. In most cases, we've dated you over a significant amount of time when you did not have your shit together, and we were nurturing you not only emotionally, but we were nurturing you financially, and we were nurturing your kids, and we were being a great daughter-in-law to your parents, and we jump in and we dig in, and that's where it comes from. When a normal relationship, not Dr. Dre and his wife, but a normal relationship, that's where the frustration and the statement comes from. Damn, I wasted all that time. I don't really think they mean I wasted all that time. They mean I wasted all that love. They mean I wasted all that money. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about certain things that they've given to that relationship that they can't get back, and when they leave, in most cases, they're not leaving with alimony. They're leaving with scars, and that's why they say, I wasted my time.
Well, guess whose fault that is? That's your fault. See, stop digging in the meatloaf and get steak. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all making this shit.
Stop digging in the meatloaf and get you.
Y'all acting like this shit like rocket science or some shit like that. Like, I'm giving. See, the problem is, when people giving you the remedy, y'all just don't want to listen. Like, that's what it's boiling down to me. Like, I hear that shit, but y'all just don't want to listen. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm standing by everything. I'm not saying I don't see your point, but at the end of the day, like, if I choose, I'm gonna give you an example. If I choose a chick, and let's just say in the early stages of fucking with this girl, I ask her, hey, you ever cheated on a guy? Yeah, my last 3 boyfriends I cheated on. And then I decide to fuck with her. Fuck! She cheated on me? Oh my God! How did that happen? Jesus Christ! Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Like, that's same example. You want to go to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get that?
Let's switch topics
That's what I thought.
on that last statement. Oh my God, you cheated on me. We're going to fast forward into the next topic of the night in confronting the other woman, which usually happens after a major infraction called cheating. So I'm going to start this one off because I have never confronted another woman face to face, but I have confronted another woman over the phone. And it felt fucking great.
You an idiot. Go ahead.
Great. So I can speak to how it feels and why it feels great. But if I'm transparent and a grown up, if you ask me if it's wrong or right, I will always say that it should be handled with the male. It should be handled with the guy that you're dating. It should be handled with the guy that cheated on you and never the woman. Okay. And we did have someone comment and admit to, hey, I will confront the only woman, but only if she knew me and that man was together, and she deliberately sought him out. Then I need to see about her, and I agreed. I need to see about that. That's why the phone call feels great.
But why does it, because I'm hearing this right, what does you having to know the person and she sought him out? Because, like, really at the end of the day... I'll
answer it if you want me to.
Go ahead.
And I can answer that question good. She blatantly disrespected her or me or whoever we're talking about. If she knew me and she knew I was with my man and she said, I want that nigga there, she disrespected me. Okay. Because she knows she basically said, I don't give a damn about Kana. I want that nigga there. So I'm going to go see about that.
I want to call a technical foul on the Kana Lasser. A couple of... We've done this show from time to time, and I believe, like, I often heard you say that everybody is up for grabs. I know I've heard this for you before. Say this is like, I don't owe this person shit. I don't owe this person shit. I don't owe none of that.
And I
shit.
still stand by that.
That's cool.
But she's still going. But you know what? She don't owe me nothing.
That's right.
But I'm still gonna let her know I know. I'm still gonna let her know I got you. I know what's up.
That shit is crazy.
How the fuck are you nuts? Are you nuts?
Are y'all hearing this?
That's kind of like laying down, letting somebody call you a bitch and you're not saying nothing back. That would never happen to you. If somebody called you a pussy, you'll go check on that.
But that ain't my law. I'm going by your law. Your law was you was agreeing with her saying that she sought her out. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You said that if I see somebody and I really like them and they're not married, like...
Not being married technically makes you on the market. That's number one.
Why not?
Number two, if me and the chick that's after you are not friends, technically, that's our issue with being black. Is that we're kind of attached emotionally.
This ain't got no black.
We are kind of that. I
think no black thing.
I understand, but
go red too.
I just think it's cultural for us to be emotionally attached. So let's say I'm gonna make a real basic example, and then I'll get back to what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. If you got two friends and one guy, and they live on the open a business on the same block, doing the same exact, selling the same exact products. Those two guys are going to be emotional about it. Hey, man, you knew I was opening up mine down here. Why you got to open one down there? Well, McDonald's and Burger King don't do shit like that. That's why I said it's cultural or whatever. If you don't want to call it cultural, you got to call it something. But if we're not thinking that she know me because we went to school together, but we ain't never been friends, so she don't really owe me nothing. I'm not saying that she owes me anything. Mm-hmm. I'm not even saying that I'm surprised she tried to get to my man. But what I'm not going to let her do is think I don't know what she's up to. That's why I will confront her. Okay. I will confront her to let her know I got you and we on the same board game and I plan on calling Uno first. or tic-tac-toe or Connect Four or whatever, or bingo or whatever. I'm letting you know that we both in the game. You're not gonna be, you know what I'm saying? That's my only message. That I want her to know we in this game together and I plan on winning. Period. It hasn't got nothing else to do with anything else. So you are right. I have said if you're not married, you're on the market because you are. I'm just taking the same approach as Burger King and fucking McDonald's. They don't go scout a thing and be like, you know what, guys, fuck it. We're going to abandon our plan. There's a McDonald's right here. You know what? Because McDonald's is there, they're going to open up. They're going to have a great grand opening. They're going to have a DJ. They're going to go all out. And you know what? They want McDonald's to know that they're there. So me making a phone call and letting a chick know that I know she after my man is me being Burger King saying I don't give a fuck about McDonald's. Do you understand that?
McDowell's. Yes.
Thank you.
I get it. Don't mean you're right. It sounds like some bullshit.
It don't sound like no bullshit. You just can never give me props.
I didn't discredit anything you're saying, but I don't have to agree with saying that I feel like that's right. I feel like it's bullshit at the end of the day because the person, like, I'm gonna just say this at the end, like, while you out here playing Uno and chess and you know, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, all this other shit, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna just tell you like this. You know what I'm saying? While you playing board games and all this other type of shit, I play chess. You know what I'm saying? And in the rules of chess, the object of that shit is not to have somebody knock my fucking queen. That's what the fuck I play by. And that's just the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping all my rooks and pawns and everything to avoid from you hitting my goddamn queen. And you just got to do what you got to do. And who you should hold accountable for at the end of the day. I'm just saying is that if that's your king and he beheaded you to go over there, you know what I'm saying? Like, that tells me a lot about that person. Now, yeah, I get it. You want to go by the ratio of respect. And I'ma just say this. Respect sometimes will get your ass killed. When I see motherfuckers like blacking out, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, or crime of passion or some shit like that. Like, that be the motherfuckers that come in. That be the motherfucker, the husband that come in the house and kill everybody in the bitch. He kill the cat and the kid and himself and the wife and shit like that. You know, like that be some crime of passion type shit. You know, so while you worried about that bitch, you might want to be worried about him and why he made those choices, this and that. I'm not saying you wrong for that, but I'm gonna just say this a lot of times. The reason I'm saying that is because sometimes people don't know the whole story. Which they might know you, and in this scenario that you painted, you say, "Hey, she know and she, you know, sought after him, this and that." But I'm gonna use some of your ammo against you and just say that she might have looked at you and felt that she was better. You know what I'm saying? Like, he deserved a better lifestyle than what you giving him. And I feel like ain't nothing wrong with that. And if it was the shoe other way around, and I have like my queen, and then this guy, because typically what happens is this guy gonna come and he gonna be like, listen, I can give you a better lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I got boats, yachts, money, the whole 9, this and that. Then he just knocks my queen and she go over there. You get what I'm saying? What the fuck I look like going to confront him about some shit? Like, you won. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to have my shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm gonna say to him? You know, like, I just don't necessarily see the point of that. Right. You know, and I'm and that's why I'm.
But the difference is this: I don't the scenario that you just painted. You left out. He knew me. You left all that out. Now, you could put that in. It probably wouldn't change your narrative. It probably wouldn't change the outcome. But you left that out. So, and it disarmed me. Because when you said that, I didn't have a rebuttal. All I'm thinking to myself is, you know what? A man in that situation probably wouldn't confront another man. But then I said, well, what if they knew each other? Then that kind of changes my thought process a little bit as to you saying something. I don't think you just gonna be like, okay then, bitch, haul ass. You're not gonna have no disdain for this dude who knew you and who showed respect to you or anything like that he went after your woman. He just came and just snatched her away and you said nothing.
I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna say this, and this is G shit. In today's climate, I don't really think people have or know what loyalty is, friendships, respect, any of that shit. Like, we in a dog eat dog world right now, and everybody's fighting for themselves. A lot of times when people holler at me or talk to me or this and that, you know, my circle know who they are, and newbies are on the outside. They might know me, but they don't know me. So I expect the worst out of people, and I know that's a bad way to look at shit, but that's just how I do. I expect the worst out of people. That way I ain't let down, and that's just how it go. I would tell people, you better start living like that. Like, if you're looking at somebody or your homegirl or someone you know to say, well, they're gonna give me respect just because of that, I will tell you that fear lives longer than love all the time. Like, obviously that motherfucker ain't scared of you. You know what I'm saying? Just them liking you or knowing you, that shit don't hold no weight a lot of times. It just don't. You know, sometimes when people are in clubs or they in situations, or let's say for instance like you know, I ain't saying you, but I'm just saying for a guy, there's certain guys in the neighborhood or this and that, they like, hey, don't fuck with that one. You know what I'm saying? That one crazy down there. So ain't nobody really trying to take his goddamn bitch or trying to knock his queen off and shit like that. Know why? Because word out is crazy. Not that he's liked, not that he's loved, not of any of that shit.
But he is nuts.
He is fucking feared.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's, to me, what it boiled down to. Like, you just ain't give off the impression of no fear, or for someone to be like, you know what? Let me not fuck her man. Let me not give him some deep throat. Let me know what I'm trying to show him I'm a throat goat. Like, sometimes that's just what it is. So you tell me how you feel like after that, because I'm trying to see the point. Like, what? Okay, you confront her, now what?
The point is still the point. The point is, hey, I know what you're doing, and it's fair game. And I think because it's something about people who sneak. For some reason, as long as they are sneaking around doing it, they're powerful and they're strong and they could do it to the 10th power. But once they are exposed, once you call them out, they begin to move different. They lose confidence. Well, now I got to do X, Y, and Z. Try to do extra and end up tiring themselves out now because they got to do more because the secret is out. So that's why I would call out a person like that, just to let you know I know what you're doing.
So you trying to diffuse.
So you a throat goat? Guess what? I'm finna show you how much of a throat goat I am too. How about that? And you know what I'm saying? We're competitive. competitive.
I see that ninja winning.
So that might be another reason why women will confront. It's because women have a natural competitive edge.
And men not?
I'm not a man. You the one that said you wouldn't confront another man, but I know for a sure, for me, and I'm a more conservative woman, I will confront another woman in a heartbeat if I feel like she blatantly disrespected me. If she didn't and I don't know her, that's another thing.
And that's why I said, like, I'm not saying what you saying is wrong, because I totally get, like, most people go by a respect level, but I'm gonna also say it's not necessarily all right. Every situation is different. Me, myself, personally, I'm not gonna confront another man.
Has another woman ever confronted one of your women? Has a side piece ever confronted your woman, or has your woman ever confronted a side piece?
Look at me, man. I am definitely feared. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, what are you talking about?
That ain't going down in your kingdom.
It's not going down. I'm the ninja you love to hate. You know what I'm saying? I tried to tell you that already. No, that has never happened. But I will tell you a situation that had happened where I had a guy actually confront me. I have had a guy confront me, but the thing about it is, he didn't confront me on like, I know what you're doing, because he actually didn't know what was going on. He was just speculating on what was going on. And he came, and that's what I'm saying, like, it's not always gonna go like that, but he approached me on some shit like, man, I just need some peace of mind, 51. Like, please, like, or tell me if you sleeping with her. Like, tell me, like, I ain't mad at you. A nigga gonna be a nigga. But I'm looking at him like, pull yourself together, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just looking, and that approach is a lot different, but that's really how I was looking at him, like, pull yourself together.
Well, then maybe that's why men don't do it, because it appears to be weak. It makes us look strong.
Okay, but that situation was weak. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you another scenario that could go, you know, dramatically left. But this is from a guy standpoint. You know, I've also seen situations where men do approach that from a standpoint of they need their respect, and the motherfucker shot him. You know what I'm saying? The other guy. You know, that, like, you don't know what you walking into. And I'm speaking from a man perspective. You don't know what you walking into a situation of what some people just ain't have it. So you can't just be like, you know, you besmirched my honor, so I need to just like, I need to go in here and check this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you need to look at the whole scenario. Sometimes you need to see if this fucking woman is worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get the whole idea of respect, and sometimes, but those scenarios sometimes, or let's just say, for instance, like, if it wasn't the fucking the side piece that shot him, let's say you shot him, you still ain't got the fucking girl. Now your ass going to jail for some shit that just, to me, just ain't worth it. Now I know women don't go to that extent, but I'm letting you know why a lot of men don't go to that extent, because we all men.
It could be a life or death situation, or it makes you look extremely weak. Because both of the situations that you gave, both scenarios ended up looking very negative for the guy. Hey, either he looked weak because you looked at him like, hey, you need to pull yourself together, and the B scenario you gave, at the end of that, one person died and one person went to prison. So it seems like for a man to confront another man about a woman just looks altogether negative. But if I call one of my homegirls and say, hey, I just checked the bitch over my man, I don't look weak.
That's cool. How you gonna look in that coffin? You know what I'm saying? Because women shoot motherfuckers too.
They do,
you
but
know
it's less likely. It's less likely.
But you willing to take that risk is what I'm saying.
Well, I didn't say I was going to someone's house, knocking on their door, fucking up their property, like messing up their car, keying their car. I don't believe in shit like that. Again, I'm a more conservative woman, but I will pick up the phone or email, text, send you a Facebook message, or whatever. I will make contact, but I'm not saying that I'm brolic enough to drive over to some chick house,
wrestling mode,
right, and knock on the door and confront her about my man. I said I would make contact. So
she might make contact too.
But I'm not silly enough to put myself in that situation. And if I do, I got my mace and my taser for her ass.
Okay. So my question is this. So really at the end of the day, you don't see nothing wrong with another woman confronting another woman. But what about the man? That my real question is, why all this going on? Like how you just said, you like, hey, you a throat goat, so I'm gonna show you I'm a throat goat. So now he getting 2 throat goats. He getting a pass. I'm trying to figure out like what is the point of all this?
What happened to the punishment of the guy? Again, for me, that's a hard answer. One, because if I'm in a dating scenario, then the person I'm dating is not married, and I have a different mindset than most women. Okay, and I have a very different mindset, so I don't want my message to really get lost in the sauce of my life.
Fourth of July, y'all.
the man, for me, he got to walk through the fire. And for some men,
but how he walking through the fire?
No, he's walking through the fire because no. He's walking now. First of all, I'm letting her know that I know her game.
Okay, that
doesn't mean that I'm going back home and not giving him what he deserves, which is to walk the when, the where, the why, the tears, the arguments. He still has to deal with all that. But she ain't gonna know that I went home and jumped down my man's throat. That's empowering her. Is so basically I call her, I know you trying to fuck my man. Well, guess what? When she hang up, she gonna send him a text. Your girlfriend know what's up. You staying here tonight? She's not think she's happy. Sometimes when shit is exposed.
So what if you choose the other chick?
Then that's just what he does. That's a whole nother show. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not going to let her know that there's turmoil in my household. Okay. So he ain't going to see you tonight. That may be what I say before I hang up. But don't text him because he ain't coming there tonight.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm saying what is the point of that. Because to me, you might do all of those things that you talking about. And then at the end of the day, you gonna do all that huffing and puffing and this and that to let her know that you know what's going on. Then you go home and he be like, I'm out. And then I'm just like, really at the end of the day, that now remember that when I'm gonna go back to that scenario, what I said where you look weak at, like that's gonna make you look weak right there because you did all that huffing and puffing trying to blow a house down.
Because really at the end of the day, in most scenarios, the bitch on the side is not where he want to be anyway. Because in that case, your ass wouldn't be at the house when I got there. You wouldn't be there. For me, it could be. It could be not. The point is, she's the side chick. I'm the main chick. So I'm going to assume, not going to assume they're worse. I'm going to assume you're going to be home and that you just fucked up. And I want her to know that you just fucked up. He just fucked up. Okay, call him tomorrow. Click. When I get home to you, when she call you tomorrow, I'm guessing, especially with my ass, and within them 24 hours, when you talk to her, you're going to ask her not to call your phone no more. That's just how I do. Now, how about that?
You seem waiting to exhale, right? I mean, you did leave her. It was not going to cry playing in the background.
That was a movie.
And those movies are true from true events. I'm just letting you know, like, I do get it, and I'm not saying you wrong or right.
Of course.
I'm not saying you right or wrong. Hey, I'm not a woman. So I'm not saying you wrong or right. I was just asking questions based on I guess how that play out. You know, it is seeming a little sketchy. But I'm just saying I feel like, okay.
The man is not gonna get away with it.
I get it. I get it. So I'm gonna bring something, you know, I'm quite sure, you know, people on social media and stuff like that. I'll bring in the situation of the August Alsina situation with Jada and Will. Okay, to me, he's the female in the situation. And I look at a bunch of shit that's going online and stuff like that. And I see a lot of different things that's going on, you know, and one of the major things is, that's why I say like you're not right or wrong, but one of the key things that I keep seeing people often saying is like, well, why he can't speak his truth? Why he can't speak his truth? He can. He absolutely can. Now, he is mental, you know what I'm saying, and this is documented. Everybody can look it up, see it, whatever, this and that. you can speak your truth all you want to. Does he look weak? Absolutely. And then I see people where they saying, well, Will need to handle the situation or whatever, this and that. And no, Will don't need to handle shit. If Jada was fucking with him, then Jada better handle that shit. He don't need to step out to do shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. If the shoe was in reverse, they would be telling Will, you better handle that bitch. Or she would be saying, you better go get that bitch. You was fucking that bitch and she online saying all that shit, then your ass better clean it up. And to me right now, since y'all all equal and shit, this shit is the same in reverse. That's just how it go. Now, he's not confronting somebody or this and that. He's doing it that sneaky way in what you saying. Going to a low-level journalist and speaking all that shit. And I'm just like, hey, it's two sides to every story. But in the world of social media, people make shit look real strong, like a real strong case, like, you know, what he's saying is accurate and fact and this and that. And I'm not necessarily sure about that. In order for me to be totally sold, hey man, just say that same shit in front of Jada and Will, and let's see how it all play out. Because I bet you your version of what you're saying gonna sound totally different from the version that she give. Gonna be totally different from the version he give.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I agree.
And we can air all this motherfucking shit out at the end of the day. So I'm just saying, like, if you're saying to yourself, and I'm going from y'all standpoint, if you saying you gonna confront the other woman or whatever this and that, I just feel like I don't see the point of that shit. Now, if everybody is there, you know, shit gonna fall. Shit gonna fall where it needs to fall.
So is that the solution?
Shit gonna fall where it need to fall.
Tell homegirl to come on over here, or let's get us all on speakerphone.
Or let's get all us in a threesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all gonna fall where it need to fall at the end of the day.
I cannot with you right now.
I gotta be alpha at the end of the day. Come on, man, stop! Don't hold me back. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever confronted the other woman? Make sure you like, comment, and share. And don't forget to subscribe. You can find me on Facebook at Kana Lassiter, on Twitter at Kana Lassiter, and on IG at Kana Lassiter.
Hey, holla at your boy, man, on both platforms, Twitter and IG. Subscribe to the Relationships Podcast, the whole nine. You're looking for the shirts. Alpha Male God Creation. We in the building. Subscribe. Peace.